Okay, because your camera will actually give us an impression that you are present. Okay, that will be considered as your attendance. Right, good morning again, grade 8. We are now in your introductory lesson, which is the digestive system. Okay. Let's take a look at the purpose. Let's take a look at the role of digestive system in our body. Right? Do you have any question before we start? Questions in your mind? Okay. The body's need for food. Okay. Food is a substance consisting essentially of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats used in the body of any living organism to sustain growth, repair, reproduction, development, and maintenance of vital processes, and provide the body with energy it needs. Okay. Again, talking about food, this is considered as your fuel. Okay. To start up everything that's your body needs. We need food to maintain health and prevent diseases, because your food also will give you or will give your immune system a good kick or a good start, right? Have you seen documentaries about malnutrition? Documentaries about malnutrition. Okay, I've seen one in the Jessica Soho. I think the child is living in somewhere north in the Cebu province. And the cause is, one of the cause is a viral infection, which hinders now the absorption of the essential substances, which lead to malnutrition. Okay. Again, without these substances, tendency is your vitals, okay, your processes in your body and your metabolism might affect you, right? Food contains energy that the body needs. Food is the body's fuel, correct? Okay, the body needs fuel for it to function, just like a car needs gasoline to run. So these are the gasoline for us. Okay, without food, the body system will just shut down. Okay, you feel sleepy. What else? Because the body now is consuming the left adipose tissue or fats in your body. The body now maximizes what's in it. Okay, that is why if you're going to look at the documentary that was published by, I think, Jessica Soho, you can see that the ribs are actually, you can actually observe the ribs, the rib cage, and I don't know with the internal organs. Okay. The heart will not pump blood. The heart will not pump. Blood will not be distributed to all parts of the body. We will not able to move because we can actually move because of this essential essential food. Okay. We will not able to move. Our breathing will be impaired, and all our vital functions in the body will be affected. Vital functions means to say that the movement, number 1. Number 2, the talking, those are vitals. Number 3, what else? You cannot actually walk because you need also some of the vitamins and some of the minerals in order for you to stand up and walk, right? Especially sodium. The body needs substances to keep cells alive. Okay. Without this, some of your cells might die. Okay. And leaving your body, what? Malnourished. Healthy cells from healthy tissues, and healthy tissues make a healthy body organs. If we do not eat, our body uses the glycogen stored in the liver, the one that I'm telling you. Glycogen is a form of glucose. Glucose is this is the basic form of sugar. Okay, it's converted into energy. Even while we sleep, while sleeping, we need energy to breathe. And our brain uses energy to function. Remember that your brain is functioning 24/7. Okay? It will not stop. Again, it will not stop even if you are sleeping. Right? While you're sleeping, you're dreaming. So it consumes a lot of energy. Okay? Once glycogen is depleted, the body now breaks down our fat and muscle tissues to get energy due to lack of food. Right? The one that I'm telling you a while ago. And muscle tissues to get energy due to lack of food, or in cases of severe malnourishment or malnutrition, to lack of food, or in cases of severe malnutrition and sickness, you will lose muscle mass because your muscle is composed of protein and it will be used by the body if you will not eat. Okay? If a person refuses to eat, he deprives the body of the important substances, and eventually this will lead to organ failure. Okay, if you refuse to eat. This reminds me about Karen Carpenter's. Are you familiar with Karen Carpenter's? The case of Karen Carpenter's. Okay, she actually thinks that she's fat. She thinks that she is actually fat, and because of that psychological disorder, it is considered a psychological disorder because it is in her mind that she is fat. She refuses to eat. Okay, her case now led the doctors of the diagnosis of the case of anorexia nervosa. Okay, anorexic. Anorexia nervosa is a state of mind wherein you're thinking that you are fat and you refuse to eat. Tendency is what? Your body now will consume the fats in your adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is the bilbil, okay, on the sides. Those are adipose tissue. Those are stored energy. And in the liver, the glycogen in the liver. And if there is severe deprivation of food, tendency is it will lead to organ failure. Do you have any questions so far?
None.
Camera, everyone. Rhea, where's your camera? Hi, Adam. How about everyone? Hi, Kalina. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just let me know if you have question. You are still in the introduction. Jim Rice, hi. Where's your camera? Miguel, Kainya. Where's your camera? Miguel? Okay. Again, if you have question, please raise it directly here. You can interrupt anytime. Okay. When the stomach grows, okay, hunger is the desire to eat. If you're hungry, then your brain actually dictates to eat. It's okay, Jim Bryce. Again, if hunger is a desire to eat, right? Your brain now gives you an impulse or a message that you need to eat. Okay? Or craving and urgent need for food. It may be biological and psychological in nature. Biologically, hunger comes from the lack of food as stomach is empty. Okay, remember that your stomach, let's discuss later, what is inside your stomach and what makes it dangerous for you to skip meals. We experience hunger pains brought about by stomach contractions. Sometimes, too, we hear it produce gurgling sounds of fluids and gas movements in the intestine called borborygmus. Okay, these are the sound that is actually created by your intestine, preferably in the small intestine. Okay, let's take a look at why in the small intestine rather than in the stomach. Okay, the empty stomach secretes hormones that send signals to the brain, and the brain translates this to hunger. Again, the empty stomach secretes hormones that send signals to the brain. Remember that we are actually a system of what? We are a system of signals. Our body is actually a system of signals. Sure, how do they communicate? They communicate through hormones by your blood. Okay, and even what? Current in your nervous system, right? Even your heart is actually controlled by your brain through impulses. Okay, let's continue. Do you have any questions so far? Questions?
None. None.
All right. Again, by the way, your modules is actually up in the LMS. Please download the module because those are your notes. Sure, I'm online. I'm not modular. Yes, you're online, but you need notes. Okay, those are your notes. I am here to explain it further. I am here to unlock all the difficulties. Right? Upon food intake, the body is prepared for digestion. Okay? After digestion, the well broken down foods find its way in the bloodstream. Right? In an orchestrated fashion, the pancreas produces insulin. The hormone leptin signals the brain that it is time to stop eating. Right? Or it is called satiety. Okay? Again, in an orchestrated fashion, the pancreas produces insulin, number one. Let's take a look at what is the function of this insulin and the hormone leptin. Okay? The leptin there acts as a stopper. Okay? This is now the time that you think that you are already full. Right? Hunger may be also psychological. Okay? This is the usual. For instance, when the clock strikes at 12 noon, that means that it is time to eat for our lunch. Diba? Usually, if you can see 12 o'clock, even in the midnight, okay, you think that you're hungry, correct? You have midnight snack. Or in the lunchtime, correct? Sure, it's already 12. We need to have our lunch, correct? That is actually psychological, right? Though not physically hungry, our mind tells us that we are hungry because it is actually lunchtime, or it is actually 12 midnight, so I need to have my midnight snack. Also, the food appearance, color, texture greatly affect hunger. Like for example, if you can see shrimps deliciously cooked, okay, you can actually feel hungry. What else? If you can see the lechon, for example, you actually feel hungry. Correct? Those are psychological. Okay? And this will make us fat or fatty person. And this also will make your liver fatty. Simply because these are excess or greater than the needed by the body. So it will be stored in your adipose tissue. It will be stored in your liver and the other parts of your body. Digestion and nutrition. Okay? I need to tackle this one simply because some of you are used to with the nutrition that you have at home. Okay? Especially now in pandemic situation, right? We're thinking that it is healthy. Okay. Right? If we eat the right food, digestion will provide our body with the proper nutrients it needs. The 6 major classes of nutrients are, number 1, carbohydrates. Number 2, proteins. 3 fats, 4 vitamins, 5 minerals, and of course, water. Okay, where are the other students? Where are your camera? Okay, Eleazar, Miguel, Rhea, Nathan. Let's take a look at carbohydrates. Okay, this is usually plays a vital role, no, in giving our body energy. Okay? Carbohydrates provide our body with the energy it needs. They constitute a large part of the diet because they come mainly from rice, bread, noodles, and cereals that we eat, right? Before, I have actually handled athletes. I am a coach in badminton, and I instructed my players to have carbo loading. Sure, why do you need to have carbo loading? What's with carbohydrates loading? I told them that you need to have carbo loading because you have an extraneous training from 8 in the morning until 11 in the evening or almost midnight. So you need to prepare your body with the right energy it needs for the training. That's how we train badminton before, okay, face to face. Because again, carbohydrates provide the body with the energy it needs. Aside from providing the body with energy it needs, they are also very important in maintaining the health of the digestive system, okay, and are needed in the production of mucus in the mucosal lining, okay. Are you familiar with mucus?
Yeah.
Okay, how about others? What is mucus?
Sip.
Correct. Sip on. That's mucus. Okay. The purpose of having mucus there is to lubricate. Meaning to say, what? To resist friction. Okay? The mucus there will lubricate the food. Carbohydrates include more complex sugars like polysaccharides, like starch, saccharides, monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides. These are all sugars. Okay? Like starch, cellulose, and glycogen. Okay, sugars, on the other hand, refer to monosaccharide and disaccharides. Again, polysaccharides are complex sugars, and monosaccharides and disaccharides, these are the basic sugars, right? They are all came from the same source. They are came from plants. These are products of photosynthesis. Again, these are all product of photosynthesis, the food making process of the plants, right? Cellulose fiber, on the other hand, which also a type of carbohydrate, is indigestible material found in plant products such as fruits, veggies, bran, whole grains, and beans. Since it is actually indigestible, it can actually clean your colon or large intestine because it cannot be digested. Therefore, it will just sweep the bacteria that is actually in your colon or large intestine. It will sweep it out and clean it out. And it also prevents colorectal cancers or colon cancers, right? They provide a book of contents in our stomach and intestines. People who eat fiber-rich food usually have easier digestion. Yes, and they can eliminate waste material more easily. If you cannot easily eliminate the waste material, or when you defecate, tendency is there is a problem in the food that you eat. It's either you lack water, number one, or you didn't actually eat fruits and vegetables. And there are a lot of cases, no, in your age that hemorrhoid is actually there. Let's discuss hemorrhoid later. Or a problem with the colon or colon cancers. This is because fiber stimulates the peristaltic movement of the intestine. Another term. Sure, what is peristalsis or peristaltic movement? This refers to the involuntary wave-like contractions of the alimentary canal or your GIT or gastrointestinal tract. Okay? Specifically, the esophagus and the intestines that propel food downward, therefore producing movement of food. It is really important to have peristaltic movement or peristalsis, or else the food, the bolus, or the food, the chyme, will just remain in your alimentary canal or gastrointestinal tract. It needs to go down from the stomach. It is acidic going down to your small intestine.
That's big difference, dude.
Yes, Adam?
Sorry.
Okay, let me check. I have only Jewel, Rhea, Greg Ramirez, Adam, Kalina, Gabi. Is this correct? Your mic. Kalina, hi. Jim Bryce. Of course, my favorite Nino. Hi, Nino. Eleazar. Miguel Cainya. Right? Where's your face, Miguel? I cannot see you. I can just see your light. Okay. Let's move now to, let's continue with the lesson. Any questions so far? I know you have a lot of diet there. Some of you starting now already with the diet. You need to choose what particular diet you're into. Okay? There are a lot of diet there, but that diet might not applicable for you. Okay? Think about this one. Like for example, bodybuilders, they have protein diet. Okay? They don't actually eat carbohydrates. No, they will not usually eat carbohydrates, but they will eat protein and even take amino acids because they are bodybuilders. They need to build their muscles, right? The rest, some of them or some of my friends have a carbo diet, okay? Carbo diet, but controlled because too much of carbohydrates can actually make them fat also, okay? Some of them are vegetarians. They usually eat veggies, fruits, and vegetables. Okay, and there is another diet that came in, which is called the intermittent diet. Okay, intermittent meaning to say that you deprive yourself with a particular time, or you actually skip, but with a particular time. Okay, that's intermittent diet. So you need to double check on the diet that you are into if you're starting na making your diet plan. Okay. Hemorrhoids. There you go. Fiber may prevent hemorrhoids by softening the feces or feces and making it easy to excrete. Okay. Excretion. This is the process of eliminating your waste material, right? Thus causing few traumas of the already injured veins. Okay. Fiber also reduce the risk of hypertension and other cardiovascular diseases by binding with fats and cholesterol and carrying them out of the body to the feces or feces. Some pronounce it as feces, some pronounce it as feces, but still it is the same. Okay. Hemorrhoids or piles are clusters of enlarged veins. Have you tried this one, I think some of you already tried this one. Okay, if you're always eating meat, number one, if you're always eating junk foods, number two, if you're always eating what fast foods, Jollibee, McDo, those, it can actually cause hemorrhoids. Okay, these are enlarged veins in your anal canal or anus. Being very vascular, they have the tendency to bleed because they're already damaged. The risk of colon cancer is also reduced by fiber when it speeds up the movement of food in the intestines. Okay, thus lowering the exposure of colon to cancer-causing agents such as carcinogen. Okay, carcinogens are agents that can cause cancer. Like for example, your soft drinks, take note, a lot of you I know really like soft drinks, correct? Correct? Okay. Your soft drinks is actually composed of CO2 and water. That is why it is called carbonated, because it is loaded with carbon dioxide and water. Plus, what is the cancer-causing agent there? The aspartame. Okay, aspartame is the magic sugar which makes your soft drink sweet. Okay, these are what cancer-causing. Okay, this can also let your your glucose in the bloodstream rise up and can cause what? Diabetes mellitus, or commonly called as diabetes. Okay, because there are two types of diabetes, the mellitus, diabetes mellitus, and diabetes insipidus. Okay, diabetes mellitus, you're talking about it is the overproduction of sugar, or you're eating a lot of sugars, and then your liver did not actually produce or produce little of insulin. And the other way around, the diabetes insipidus is hyposugar or less sugar. The effects are the same. Okay, the effects are the same. Proteins. Let's move now to proteins. Do you have any questions so far? Proteins?
Nope.
Protein is an essential part of every living cell. Okay, because we are made up of protein. Our body is made up of protein. Tissue and organ of the body, meat, eggs, milk, fish, nuts, and legumes are rich in protein. Okay, proteins are the seeds or fruits of any leguminous plants such as beans, peas, and soy. Your taho, no? It is actually protein used as food. But aside from proteins, legumes are also rich in carbohydrates, carbs. Okay. Amino acid, the organic compound that form the building blocks of proteins, these are the building blocks of protein, are necessary for growth and repair of tissues. That is why bodybuilders usually take amino acids. Sure, what is the form of amino acid? For the bodybuilders, it is in powder form. It is in powder form. So they take that one and have their routines, the lifting and all of those, right? Proteins may also be a source of energy and are necessary components in the formation of antibodies to fight diseases. That is why it is also important that you take protein, but do not take more. The more that you have proteins in your body, the more that your liver might find it hard, okay, to neutralize that one. Especially in the case of bodybuilders, it can damage the kidneys and liver. Fats or lipids, okay? Fats, like carbohydrates, supply the body with energy. Fats, however, can provide more energy because it is in oil form compared to carbohydrates and proteins. Yes. Provided that you have enough lipase. Let's take a look at, or let's discuss later. What are those? Okay. It also acts as an insulator, and it aids in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. We need actually fats. Okay? We need fat in our body, but too much of it can cause or result to some serious or severe health problems. Okay, this is one example of the serious health problem that we can have with the accumulation of fats. Okay, when fat accumulates, the walls of the blood vessels, or the accumulates in the walls of blood vessels, it makes the blood vessels lumen, the cavity of the tubular organ, smaller. It makes the lumen smaller. Tendency is, if it is smaller, therefore, it prevents blood to flow easily. So this condition is called arteriosclerosis. Okay, the artery now, or the blood vessel now, accumulates what? Fats in the walls. So if there are fats in the walls, tendency is it limits now the flow of blood. That is why in hypertensive person, they are taking the medication to expand their arteries to prevent arteriosclerosis. Okay, the vasodilator. You need to dilate the blood vessel. One good example of the medication or medicine is the maintenance drug called losartan. It actually helps in what? Widening or dilating the lumen or blood vessels lumen. Question so far? Question?
No.
Okay. Let's discuss vitamins and minerals by next meeting. And I think that will do for today, class. Do you have any questions so far? Questions so far? Because we will have an information overload if in case. What are the things that you had learned as of the moment? As of the moment, what are the things that you had learned with our discussion? Any thoughts? Grade 8? Okay. So everyone, I would like you to know that I will be asking you by tomorrow. I'll be picking random students to answer my question about what we had discussed, or who can give me a brief recap of what we had discussed today. All right? I think that's all for today, class. Thank you for your participation, grade 8. Hopefully by next meeting, you will ask questions. Do not hesitate to ask questions, because in that way, I can actually check if you are really interested in our topic or if you understand the topic, right? Because as of the moment, I can only see you in the camera, but you're not asking questions, right? Please ask questions. Do not hesitate to ask questions, right? Thank you for your time, grade 8. Have a nice day, everyone. Goodbye. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Chair.
Bye-bye.
Bye.